right, you finished punching and we are on the last few steps before your hoop is ready to display. So when you flip over your work, you might notice that it is very messy and doesn't really look very good. Have no fear, in this section, we're gonna go over exactly how to fix that and then sew up the back. So the very first thing I want to do to get my hoop finished is start by trimming all of these tails that I've pulled through to the front. So I'm just going to grab a little tail and I'm going to clip it even with the rest of these loops. So just little snips all the way around. And this is why it's nice to have pulled all those loops through earlier. Because you don't have to do this on both sides, you just have to do it on one if you've pulled all those loops out. Okay, I've got all of those tails trimmed, and now I'm gonna go back through, and if there are any loops that are sticking out way higher than some of the other loops, I'm gonna just trim those even with the pile too. So I don't wanna make my project into a shag, but I am just gonna go through, and any of the loops that are just really egregious and sticking out, I'm just gonna give those a little trim so that they look a little nicer. Okay. All right, so now we can see that looks better. We've started the cleanup process, but we're not done. So now I'm gonna take my unthreaded punch needle, and what I'm gonna do is just go around and move any loops that are out of place. I'm going to move them back into place. So this is a very important part of the process because it really helps to clean up your work and define some of those lines. And sometimes you will find that you have stitches that are just totally tangled up with each other in colors that are next to each other they've switched places. And if you just go through with your needle, sometimes I like to just kind of pinch my fingers where that line is supposed to be. It really helps to clean that up. Go through and define all of those lines. And then remember, if you don't love the way the loopy side is looking, you can always choose to display the back. Now, I will say, if you're choosing to display the back from the outset, you know that's what you want to do, then I would punch your stitches a little bit tighter and don't show any of the monk's cloth. All right. That is looking a lot better from where we started. And you can see the definition of those flowers a little bit better. And those are still, I don't love the way those look, so I'm just gonna give those a little trim. Okay. All right, now I'm ready to actually hang this up on my wall, but I still have this excess monk's cloth showing. Now here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to trim the monk's cloth with scissors because it is very prone to unraveling. And we've actually sewn the edge up so that your monk's cloth can't unravel while you're working. So instead of cutting off the excess, what we're gonna do is just gather it up with a simple running stitch. So here's where your little tapestry needle comes in handy. And what you're gonna do is thread that needle and you can start anywhere on your hoop. I'm going to fold that monk's cloth in, and I'm just going to start by going down and up, down and up. right, I've come to the end of my hoop. Both of my yarn ends are meeting, so I'm going to just cinch this up, tie a little knot to keep it tight, go ahead and double knot it, and then I can trim the ends. And now my hoop is all cinched up and ready for display. I hope you really enjoyed your first punch needle project and that you are ready to take on more and feel like you have the confidence and skills to do so. You can find lots more kits just like the one we worked on at theurbanacres.com, as well as patterns and courses for you to take your punching to the next level. If you have any questions about what we covered today, be sure to email us at hello@theurbanacres.com, and we'll see you soon.